represent Solomon Island people say. We people start originally from my homeland. Like my old man said, there's nothing impossible. So we have to bring this message to my brother lyrical. Straight from the crew, out to the blue. We represent.
Previously on Delos, we set sail from Rio de Janeiro and make it to the incredible Abrolhos Archipelago.
Got Jacques Cousteau Jr. over here. The only problem is his jean shorts are too long.
Yeah, and there's a pendant on him too.
Yeah, well, you're a modern day Jacques Cousteau.
Modern day Jacques Cousteau. Jacques Cousteau could see us now, huh? With these touch pads and things.
You'd blow him away, man. He'd totally get the hat, though.
Yeah. Here we go. So this is the kind of coral that grows around here, which is really cool. We saw some of this like mushroom kind of coral when we were in the South Pacific, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Polynesia.
It starts growing from like 30 meters down in the outer reef and can go all the way to the surface. So you get these crazy kind of spires of coral in that mushroom out when they get to the sunlight, and you can go and you can swim in between them and around them, and I'm sure a lot have holes and things.
It turns out that the reefs of Abrolhos are actually the largest and richest coral reef system in the southern Atlantic, sitting about 35 nautical miles off the coast of Bahia in southern Brazil. The area earned its name from a sailor's warning, abrir os olhos, in Portuguese, which translates in English to open your eyes, as the huge coral pinnacles lying just beneath the surface have been the cause of lots of shipwrecks over the years. The 5 volcanic islands and surrounding 350 square miles became Brazil's first marine park in 1983. It's actually even illegal to disembark on the islands without clearance from the locals. Well, there aren't exactly locals here, but there are about 5 volunteers and biologists who rotate living on the islands to study them more closely. The only structures are on Ilha Santa Barbara, which is technically outside of the park, and under a jurisdiction of the Brazilian Navy. We met a few of the volunteers working on this island the day we arrived.
Olá. Olá. Bárbara. Bárbara. Alexandra. Muito prazer.
Bom dia, Rogério.
Alexandra.
From the U.S. U.S. Originally, yeah. You speak really good English.
Not so good.
No, very good. So much better than our Portuguese.
So they just told us that they're doing some tagging here, so we're gonna see if it's the same type as our fish finder. We'll read, because that would be pretty awesome. Hold up, what's a fish finder? Well, it's literally an underwater microphone, or a hydrophone, that listens for acoustic pings from tags that scientists have attached to aquatic life. We just tie it off the back of Delos at each anchorage, record our Latin long, and hope that the info we collect can one day help scientists better understand migrations of sea creatures. We got involved with the project from a pretty badass sailor and ocean activist from the US named Matt Rutherford.
As I said, in 2012, April of 2012, I finished the first ever nonstop single-handed circumnavigation of the Americas, which is a long sentence. What that means is I sailed out of Annapolis, went between Canada and Greenland, over the top of Canada, which is the Northwest Passage, around the entire state of Alaska, down the Pacific, around Cape Horn, and then back up to Annapolis. It was that simple. And I did it nonstop. Nonstop means nonstop. So you can't go to port, you don't drop an anchor. It is a nonstop trip, and I was alone. Probably ask yourself, why in the world would anybody want to do that? In my case, I was doing a fundraiser for a charity called CRAB. CRAB is Chesapeake Regional Accessible Boating. They give sailing opportunities to people with mental and physical disabilities. So when I got back from that trip, I immediately started creating a nonprofit.
All right, you get the idea. He's a pretty cool dude. But that nonprofit that he started is called Ocean Research Project, who's teaming with the Smithsonian to help better understand the migration of species over a lifetime. Basically, Matt's recruiting cruisers who are already sailing around the world to help collect data for his projects, as this form of citizen science returns way more data at a fraction of the cost. It's a pretty good way to kick off the Fish Finder program. I think it could actually really benefit the project. It might take a couple years for it to matter what we're doing, but it's pretty cool. It's exciting. I think he'll be excited too.
Like, just as we suspected, it's just a bunch of really cool people who care about the environment out here doing research.
Yeah, they're like volunteering and stuff.
Yeah, and like, I don't know, they're out here tagging turtles and doing research and stuff. I hope over the next couple of days we'll build a cool relationship with these guys and maybe go film them tagging some turtles and stuff and see their process of how they do it.
And it turns out, the next day, we were at the right place at the right time.
Okay, so we've given up on diving for the moment, and we see these guys, the conservation guys up here, and they're just snorkeling around, and we think they might be trying to catch some turtles. So we're gonna go see. We're gonna go see what they're up to.
This receptor that we see today, I think you can catch
Fast.
Yeah.
Cool. And then you bring them up on the beach and tag them up there?
Yes.
Oh, okay, cool.
And they take some sample to genetic analysis.
Oh, wow.
Measure some the lengths.
Yeah, the length.
Looks like we've got some turtle research.
She said they swim close to the turtle where they cannot be seen, and they're very patient and swim. And they put one hand on the top of the shell and the other hand on the back like this, and then you have to be very strong, she says, because it goes crazy. And then you take it to the beach and
It's crazy, man. I've swam with a lot of turtles and
I can't imagine.
Even filming them, one little thing, they're gone like that.
It was a first for all of us to get up close and personal with conservationists who are actually catching and tagging turtles. And since it's a protected area, Abrolhos was full of hawksbill and green turtles. It felt especially personal since some of these turtles had made the same ocean crossing as us, from Ascension Island to Brazil. It's always fascinated me how turtles can travel across oceans and still find their way back to the exact beach where they were born, some thousands of miles away. So I started to wonder, how does an animal navigate strong sea currents and return home after a year or more at sea? This has been a question among scientists for decades, but from their research so far, it's believed that turtles can determine their location by reading or feeling the angle and intensity of the Earth's magnetic field. And they can do it so accurately that they often land within a few hundred meters of where they last nested. It's easy to understand why Charles Darwin visited Abrolhos in 1832 as a stop on his voyage aboard the HMS Beagle. He specifically noted being impressed by the variety of species, such as lizards, spiders, and birds.
Whoa. Hello, we're here for the tour. We're going to turn on your lighthouse. We're on Santa Barbara Island in Abrolhos, Brazil. And you're supposed to come to the beach at 5 o'clock.
For a guided tour.
For a guided tour.
And maybe to turn the lighthouse on.
Santa Barbara is a Brazilian Navy outpost. In fact, you're not even allowed to step on land here. But just the other day, we made friends with the research team stationed here. If we came in at 5 p.m. and the Navy guys were cool with it, we just might get a tour.
Just found out what time it is. It's 5:40, so they're probably just chilling, or they forgot about us, or I don't really know. But we're not supposed to be here without a guide, so we're gonna walk slowly on the path up towards the lighthouse and see if we can find somebody to talk to.
It wasn't long before the Navy spotted us, and when questioned, We told him we were men of the sea, sailing the world for the past 8 years.
Olá, tudo bem? Tranquilo, boa tarde.
Brady.
Brian.
Vocês vieram de lá de navegando?
Sim.
Yeah, valeram?
8 anos.
8.
Navegando há 8 anos.
8 anos.
8 anos.
Olá, muito prazer, boa tarde.
We were escorted into their office to sign some papers. Throw in a little cachaça talk.
3 cachaça, por favor.
3 cachaça. Ô Bárbara, 3 caipirinha. 3 caipirinha.
And we were in.
Okay.
Bom, muito obrigado, tá?
Cool.
We've got our forms filled out, so we're officially allowed to be here. In case we fall, it's our own fault.
As you're walking backwards uphill barefoot.
Yeah,
Okay.
and we're allowed to film, which is cool. And we're just told that this is the church of Santa Barbara, the island. There's like 7 Marines that live on the island. There's like 1 nurse, 1 electrician, 2 people for the lighthouse, 1 mechanic.
And 1 person to milk the small goats.
1 person to milk the small goats.
What?
I don't know, he was going like this.
Oh, cool. Oh, very nice.
I want to show this one surprise. A beautiful surprise.
Oh, it's on top of a whale tail.
Oh,
It's amazing.
That's awesome.
So this was built by a Frenchman.
The Abrolhos lighthouse was built in 1861, and there is an identical design in France. It's 22 meters tall. The location on top of the hill puts it 60 meters above sea level, giving it an incredible visible range of 51 nautical miles, which is second in the world.
I don't know if the translation is wrong. I find it really hard to believe, though, that of all the lighthouses in the world, this lighthouse reaches the second furthest. So this one reaches 51 nautical miles, and the furthest one, he said, was somewhere in France, and it reaches 55 nautical miles to sea. So you can see this, like, really far away.
Which is really necessary considering all the wrecks the surrounding reef has claimed.
Esse era o primeiro.
This is the first one.
Oh wow.
I never thought we'd get to go up it. This is really cool. Look at this, Alex. So these are the prism lenses, and then we are not to touch because we'll make them dirty, and then he will have to clean them.
Entendeu?
Oh, you can see the bulb right there.
Right down here is a really good spot to see it.
That's cool.
Because I thought the light would be a bigger bulb, but it doesn't need to be.
¿Cuántos watts bulb?
1000 watts.
1000 watts, so 1,000, 1 kilowatts.
This lighthouse uses a 4-sided Fresnel lens, allowing a relatively small bulb to be seen for miles.
Inside here is a pool of mercury.
Yeah.
What?
The entire structure floats in a pool of mercury and can be spun with a small electric motor. Before electricity, the light was powered by kerosene, and the structure rotated by a gigantic pendulum that would spin it for up to 6 hours. Now this 12-volt battery-powered bulb is used as a backup, just in case one of the 3 generators fails. Now it was time to kick back and enjoy the view until the sunset.
Getting very close, bro. He's just removing the shades right now, and I'm feeling that something's about to happen.
I have a feeling you're going to press that green button over there.
I try. I've been looking at that button. That button right there, that's the one I want to press.
So why does a lighthouse require shades?
To the
lens and
the lamp. Oh, it's like a magnifying glass over it.
Yes!
You could have like a churrasco up there.
And eggs.
Yeah.
Fabinho, dá pra fazer um churrasco na lâmpada? Não. Pô, vocês querem vir?
But now.
Isso, quando quiser.
It's so exciting putting a light on.
I've never turned a lighthouse on before. Brady, it's time to wake up.
Time to go diving.
Our planned dive with the dudes on Oceano didn't work out yesterday because we're not really sure why. Apparently our clocks are wrong.
The day before, a local charter boat showed up, so we asked to join them on a dive or two. There's a few reasons why we occasionally do this instead of diving right off Delos. The first is that this archipelago is littered with shipwrecks, and to find them and dive them safely, local knowledge is a must. The second reason is we really like to support the local guides. These protected parks need some income to keep conservation going.
He says that to dive with them is 150 reais per person. We dive with our gear in them, then it's like 100.
Okay.
He says 50 of that goes to the park, and then 50 of that goes to them, I guess, or something.
Okay.
We're gonna go give it another try. We're supposed to meet them at 6:30 at their boat, and hopefully we're gonna go dive a wreck.
No, it's 6.
At 6? Well, then we should go now.
Yeah. Okay, let's go now.
This is the wreck we're going to dive today, Guadiana, and it was actually leaving Santos for New York with how many tons?
4 tons, 5 tons.
5 tons of coffee on board. It came here to hide from a storm for like 4 or 5 days in these islands, and then it left and went around the corner and started heading. And it hit one of these chaparral, which is a big coral head that comes up. So it one of those and sunk. Nobody died, and they all were rescued and brought back to this island here. And everything was okay. So it's gonna be a sweet dive. We're gonna go down to the bow, cruise around here, go and see where like the bunks were, the engine room, do a little bit of penetration.
I'm excited. This is gonna be a good one. Must have been the single biggest group I've ever seen in my entire life.
I don't know if the cameras will do it justice.
I tried to get you guys behind it because it was literally as long as you. It must have been like 200 or 300 kilos or something. It was huge. Which one is it?
They call it Poro.
Whoa.
We know it as like a Jewfish or a Goliath grouper.
What did you guys think about that dive?
That was cool, man.
That was awesome, huh? For as old as that wreck is, it's really well preserved.
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay, I'm gonna save battery for the next one.
Okay.
Our next dive would be on a 330-foot Italian cargo ship named Rosalinda. In 1955, Rosalinda was carrying a load of beer and cement when she hit the shallow coral area off the archipelago. All crew abandoned ship and life rafts and made it safely to the lighthouse. Within 12 hours, the Rosalinda was sitting on the ocean floor in about 66 feet of water. Wreck diving is by far my favorite way to spend time underwater. Shipwrecks like the Rosalinda are museums trapped in time. I can't help but imagine what it must have been like, hearing the hull crush into these enormous coral formations, feeling the panic in your chest, and making that final decision to abandon ship.
Today is our 6th day at Abrolhos.
It's been an incredible week so far in Abrolhos, but unfortunately, up until now, both Lisa and Karen weren't feeling so well.
I feel like shit.
But today, the whole crew is up and feeling productive.
And we've been doing a lot. We've explored the lighthouse, we've gone snorkeling, we've gone diving, and the last 2 days we've kind of been in work mode.
It's just as I suspected.
Hey.
Working her little fingers to the bone. It's really cool because there's no internet here, so this is like our 10th day offline, and when we don't have internet we get super productive. Lisa is also working.
Yes. Apart from the editing kind of section, it's so much other stuff, like description of the video, music times, thumbnail, like Facebook teaser, and I don't know. It's interesting. It just adds up, yeah.
So this is something cool to show the solar and wind right now, because it's blowing and the sun is shining. We're putting in 1,500 watts of power.
Whoa, really?
Nearly 60 amps at 26.5 volts. It's getting hot. It's too hot. We're going snorkeling.
In order to balance our lives out a bit, we often work in the mornings and go on filming adventures in the afternoon. We pack the dinghy full of
tripods and cameras and lenses and beers,
get the paddleboards out, and head off to the nearest beach.
Dreamers on Delos, sailing away far to the distance where the mermaids play and the winds on their side as the ocean ride. Who knows where they'll go and who knows what they'll find.
So we just came back from our snorkel, and I don't know, I just want to kind of reflect on how incredible that experience was. It was just turtles everywhere. Like at some point I think I saw 3 at the same time, and to have the privilege to swim with them and to be that close to them and just observe them, it's absolutely insane. I feel so fortunate to be able to do that and to be able to kind of, I don't know, they just spread so much love to me. I was in the water for like 2 hours and just swimming, and it was absolutely incredible.
Next up on Delos, we have one last dive in Abrolhos before heading further north up the coast of Brazil.
Okay, go.
I put you in the wrong throat.
The wrong throat. Like it?
Jacques Cousteau could only see you now.
Hey guys, don't mind me. It's just my wearable, storable gimbal clipped neatly onto my backpack. GoPro, stop recording. 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 Oh shit. No, just GoPro, stop recording.
What kind of mouth should I do?
A normal one.
Look down. A little bit. One small. Okay.
Did you get the shot?
Got it.
Stop recording. GoPro, turn off. Stop recording.